Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Monday evening, and I'm doing my Monday motivational, and I'm going to do it again from the same spot as last week. Almost seems like a year. This week has been very long, and it's been long for a lot of you because this year, week has been probably the first entire week that everybody has been in full quarantine. People have been home from school. People have had exposure to schools that were closed, to stores that were closed, to malls, shopping centers, everything that were closed. And I wanted to talk to you today because I want to help people for a lot of reasons. I want to help them to stay calm, and I want to help you to try to understand that the best things that you can do to combat this is to stay informed. And what I mean by that is not to read what your friends are posting on social media. It's not to watch traditional media channels, but to actually do some research and to understand a little bit about the history of what is going on, to understand a little bit about what possible ramifications there could be for the economy, what there could be for your health, and to do a little bit of searching on your own by credible sources. And I mean credible sources like, say, Johns Hopkins University, for instance. If you look up their website, it's a good source to find what things are actually going on. Look for the CDC website, but definitely stay away from traditional media and social media, so that you don't. I remember I said last week about the panic culture. People end up panicking because they end up seeing some kind of incendiary post or something that is very sensationalized to make people try to be scared. And although it sickens me, there are people who are trying to profit from people's fear, and they want to try to keep you scared. And what I want to do is try to keep you calm. I want to try to keep you level-headed, because like I said last week, if you're panicked and you're part of this panic culture, then you're going to start to make decisions that are irrational. And irrationality is definitely not what we want. So, first of all, I keep hearing this phrase, this is the new normal. This is not the new normal. This is a temporary state of where we stand right now. And I repeat that. This is not the new normal. We have been in this for about 10 days now. People have been quarantined, stores and schools have been closed. This is going to end. And when it does end, we will go back to what is actually normal. We'll go back to our normal lives. They will be affected. There will be some ramifications. There will be things that are part of an economic downturn. There will be people who maybe have lost jobs or have been laid off, but they will be able to get reemployed, or whatever is going to end up happening with the economy. But again, this is not the new normal. This is just a temporary state, and we are all living through it together. One of the big things that I want to reiterate is that we are all in this together. I've spoken to a few different people this week who have been panicked, and I want to remind you that this is not something that is going on in one section of one town or one state or even one country. This is something that's happening all around the world, and everyone in the world is facing the exact same things. And because we are all one world and one community, we are all going to be extended grace that is going to be unseen and unmatched of anything else that we have ever had in history, because of the fact that we are all working on the same exact thing. So when people are worried about finances and things like that, I need to remind people that we're all facing the exact same type of situations. Banks are going to extend grace periods, credit cards, mortgage companies, all these different things are going to extend grace periods that are far beyond what we've had before. Interest rates for loans are going to be down, things like that. The other thing too is I wanted to talk to you about like the panic part. When people are rushing out to the store still, because one thing that I heard, and one thing I want you guys to remember to stay away from, is when anybody starts off by saying, oh, I have a friend that is in the military, or I heard from a person who is a cop and they said this. Anytime somebody says that, I want you to immediately sort of discount it. Because if no one's willing to put their actual name on it, or an actual study, or some kind of actual fact behind it, then most likely it's some kind of a scam. not intentional, not that not that your friends or family members are trying to intentionally scam you. They're definitely not trying to do that, but what the person who started this is, they are trying to scam you. And the reason they're trying to scam you is because people are selling quote unquote survival kits and all kinds of different things from coronavirus. And there's also just awful people out there that are trying to scam you because they thrive on negativity. So we have to become the counterforce that thrives on positivity. And what can you do to be positive? Well, first of all, you have a lot of spare time now. And I'm sure that every single person that's watching this right now has had something on a list that they would love to do that they've never gotten the opportunity to do before. And so if it's reading a book, if it's learning a new language, if it is studying up something, trying to learn how to dance, trying to learn how to do some kind of a task or play guitar or whatever it is, there's so much opportunity now for you to be able to do that. Also, for people who have children, you have an opportunity to play with your children and to learn more about your children than you ever have in the past. You have an unprecedented experience to be able to share with them. This is a time where you can teach them what you're made of, where you can teach them what you stand for as a family. They're no longer at school. So it's a time that can be stressful for parents. Trust me, I know. I have 3 young children at home myself. But instead of looking at it as a burden, look at it as an opportunity. Another thing is that there's so many different video chat opportunities right now. There's different Zooms and Skypes and things like that where you can get together rooms, family rooms, and collectively get together. We've done church groups online and youth groups online. They have breakout groups. There's so many different opportunities that you can use through like Zoom meetings and Skype calls and FaceTime and video calls and everything else. And let's see, what else do I have on my list right here? One of the biggest things is that when we talk about the reaction right now, there's so many different polls and there's so many different things that look at the numbers. And by the numbers, I want you to realize that we are a country of over 330 million people. Okay, 330 million people live in the United States, and there have been 550 deaths from COVID-19. Let that sink in for a second. When people say that that is an epidemic, I'm not trying to discount at all that this is something that we absolutely need to take care of. But when it comes to the numbers, I want you to understand that when people say these numbers, that this is not the first time that this has happened in the United States or the world, okay? Just in 2009, when we had the swine flu, it was declared a national emergency by President Obama. In 2009, that was just 11 years ago. And 11 years ago, over 22 million people in the United States were affected. And over 4,000 people died. Now, did we shut things down on the same exact level as we're doing for COVID-19? No. And the reason for that is because we are trying to flatten the curve and we're trying to get ahead of this. That's why it's important for you to stay calm, stay at home, stay with your loved ones, and please do what they're saying to do, which is to stay away from and do the social distancing, because it just helps us all to make sure that those numbers do not skyrocket. So instead of panicking, go out, go outside, walk around. I mean, obviously don't stay with big groups of people, but if you have the opportunity to go out onto a nature trail, go on a nature hike with your kids, with your family, just do something that is going to help you to keep your own sanity. And then the other side of it too is just realize that the entire world is working on this, and we're working on it at a pace that is unprecedented as well. So guys, I'm really coming to you today with your Monday Motivational. These are getting kind of off track from what I wanted Monday Motivationals to be, but right now this is what's happening in the world. So this is what I want to address. This is what I want to talk to you guys about. And I just want for people to be calm. I just want for people to be in a good headspace. Because if you are quarantined and you are not in a good headspace, what I fear is that people are going to be not just irrational, but they're going to act in ways that are very unlike what they really are as a person. And if you have a wife or kids, or I'm sorry, I have a wife, but for those of you guys who have husbands or you guys have other significant others, I want you to understand that it's very important for us all to act in a way that represents who we really are, and to not do something that is completely irrational, and to not act in ways that reflect panic and fear and distress and all these other sorts of things. And I also want you to know that I'm here for you personally. Okay, so I'm going to reach out to you right now on a live video, but I want you to know that you can also DM me, because I do personal coaching. I do personal just chats and whatnot. If anybody needs some encouragement, please feel free to reach out to me personally, direct message me, because I really want you to be in a good headspace. I want you to be able to come through this, because this is going to end. Okay, it's going to end, and when it does end, we will all go back to life. We will all start to see each other again. We'll all be able to hug each other again. We'll all be able to give high fives and handshakes and groups. And I can't wait for that time to happen. But until that time does, remember, we are in this together. Remember that I am here for you. Remember that your family and your friends love you. Get on a video call. Do something positive. Stay away from crazy social media posts. Stay away from getting concerned about the media that you see and all the sensationalized hype that's going on. Listen to the facts. The facts will help you to be informed, rather than all of these videos and all the other things that you see, which are absolutely charged in order to try to get you to be really irrational. So try to stay focused, guys. Try to stay calm. I will be back. I may try to do this more than just on Monday Motivationals. Maybe I'll come in with a midweek check-in. But the bottom line is, we're in this together. I love you guys. If you're watching this right now, I'm here for you. And if you need anything at all, I would love to be able to help you in any way possible. So please reach out, and please do what is best for you and best for the ones that you love. And stay calm. I love you guys. Take care.